piano for us so beautifully. Please let's give him a round of applause. And by surgery, he was performing the surgery. And also, I'd like to say a really special thanks to all the volunteers who are helping, especially my parents, Sandra and Todd Ringelstein, who catered this whole event. Thank you very much. Welcome to the launch of United Classrooms. It is an absolute honor to be in the presence of so many people who work on the ground, day and night, to make this world a better place. For those of you that may not already know, United Classroom is a brand new, free, global education networking platform that connects classrooms around the world. I have just a few words to share to ground the evening ceremony in our mission. Truly, this is a celebration of the lifting of a mere idea just a year ago, now into the hands of children across the world. However, I must admit that there is no celebration in my heart until I can look into the eyes of students brimming with the knowledge, understanding, courage, and hope derived from perspectives built in Classrooms United across America and the world this coming year. My co-founder, Leah, and I are teachers. We're launching United Classrooms tonight to honor the voices of children, to bridge once unbridgeable divides using technology, and to offer our world students an authentic educational experience that prepares them for a quickly globalizing world. I myself have spent a disproportionate amount of my earthly time as a traditional student. In fact, I have spent 22 of my 26 years of life in classrooms, consuming secondary texts that each tell their own story of the world. While hours of reading and lectures have provided me context, they did not and could not have galvanized the idea or motivation for United Classrooms. The story of United Classrooms can cite no secondary text from elementary school, from high school, from college, or from graduate school. Tonight's launch is rooted almost exclusively in two significant, authentic experiences, both which have pointed to some of the greatest injustices of our time. Professor Jeffrey Sachs, who sits in this room tonight, as one of the most courageous thinkers and global peacemakers of the last few decades, dared to let me be one of the first interns in his New Millennium Village project in Uganda in early 2007. As the only American in a village where people lived on less than $1 a day, I absorbed and I absorbed and I absorbed. I learned how to distribute medicine in folded sheets of notebook paper, to teach fractions to a group of refugee students that could hardly speak English, and to make lifelong friends with people who grew up a world away from where I did. Wendy Kopp, who sits in this room as the leader in reframing the discussion around educational injustice in this country, dared to let me stand at the front of the classroom in inner city Phoenix from 2008 to 2011. In my 3 years with my mostly Mexican immigrant 5th grade students and parents, I learned that it is okay to cry over your students. It means that you love them. I also learned what it means to fail a student despite your best intentions, what it means to watch a student die unjustly, and what it means to show a student and their family the doorway to the American dream. Without these very real experiences, tonight there would be no United Classrooms. For what Jeffrey Sachs and Wendy Kopp have done and are doing is engaging us in an education that matters. The education of our world through extraordinarily difficult but important experiences. The exploration has taught us, the relationships have made us believe, and the injustices have moved us to action. And with the launch of United Classrooms, just like Jeffrey Sachs and Wendy Kopp did for us, we hope to engage our students in America and across the world in an education that matters. To spring to life the imaginings of a world beyond textbooks, to open minds to the possibility of a world that simply cannot currently be grasped while within the four walls of a classroom. To offer our students more than media projected stereotypes of the cultures that live among them. To allow student curiosity to roam freely and bravely to the uncovering of new ideas, relationships, beliefs, and worldviews that challenge the status quo. to honor our students' voices, and finally give merit to the brilliance of children in an open and collaborative way. To ensure that this next generation does more than just learn, that they are called to action and service in their lives. United Classroom seeks to reframe what a 21st century education looks like. In a society that inappropriately grasps for numerical benchmarks as an exclusive measure of achievement, the founders of United Classrooms are convinced that an excellent education teaches a child to bravely construct his or her own ideas, values, and belief systems, not to conform to middling notions of success. We are also convinced that we can only give this type of education to our students by providing authentic learning experiences that force students to ask risky questions, come into contact with discomfort, and deconstruct their own prejudices. And we can only do this by substantially opening the classroom walls. When we do, and finally allow our children to collaborate across borders, it may come as no surprise to some of us educators in this room that children may unlock many of the same secrets that Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and Martin Luther King Jr. have been able to. Children are at heart some of the most courageous idealists and peacemakers in our midst. As the famous holiday tale, The Polar Express, portrays, kids can hear the sound of the bell from Santa's sleigh, while adults hear nothing. Chris Van Allsburg concludes his story by writing, "At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Though I have grown old, the bell still rings for me, as it does for all those who truly believe." Let us not silence the dreams of our world's children only to diminish the opportunities of our next generation's adults. Let us give our students a learning experience that matters, an authentic learning experience that bridges classrooms to the very world that they will live in and eventually make a better place. Thank you.